Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different on the Salty Nerd channel. We're going to be doing a debate. It's going to be Star Wars versus Star Trek, the epic, legendary nerd debate out there right now.
Yes, but with a twist.
But with a salty twist, with a little dash of salt, is which franchise has been managed worse?
So the loser actually is the winner.
Yeah. So who has been mismanaged the most? Is it Star Trek? Are the new TV shows just that bad? Or is it Star Wars? Did they just break everybody with The Last Jedi? We're going to find out, and we're going to fight about it right now. Me versus Matt Vader 74. Welcome, sir, to the Battle Royale.
I don't even know what to do here. I'm so unprepared.
I can tell you I'm going to win already.
I've never even taken a debate class. I failed at speech. I have to get drunk to talk on this show with a microphone in front of my face. You know, it's.
I failed at speech, but that's.
And yet, if you mention a girl on cam eating cereal, he goes off for 45 minutes.
That's such bullshit.
Just harbor the rage, sir. Harbor the rage about new Trek.
I've swallowed all my rage.
No.
When I say they break me, and both of these franchises have broke me with their new stuff, I eat it like I do real emotion, and I don't think about it ever again.
But here's the thing.
And then
when we were talking about our OG Star Trek podcast.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
You expressed how much you love that franchise.
It made me cry.
It made you weep of tears of joy.
It did not make me weep.
So I want you to.
I got a little moist. That's it. There's no
too,
tears.
Man.
Why do we have women on this show? It's just they always make it weird.
What was the ball chick's name from that movie? Even down to my moisture levels.
Me and Aaliyah.
All right, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to fight about which franchise has been.
We're going to fight about it?
Yeah, we're going to fight about it. Kadish, are you going to be the moderator?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need some Hulk gloves.
Yeah. Where's your phaser? I'll get my lightsaber out.
This is the wrong franchise.
I know. All right, Kadish, why don't you get us started? What's your, I don't know, what a moderator?
Are you asking questions? What, are we supposed to rip off each other? What?
No, I'm going to moderate.
Okay. Moderate away, sir.
All right. So, Alex, tell us why Star Wars has been the most mismanaged franchise out of the two.
Okay. Look, man. From the year 1999 is when the mismanagement began. That's right, nerds. When George Lucas had nothing but yes men around him and there was nobody to kind of like harbor his genius.
His impulses. And he even admitted, if you watch the behind the scenes, documentary. Maybe you went too far.
Maybe I went too far in a few places.
Oh, yeah, maybe I went a little bit too far.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So he admittedly went too far with the prequels. Still great movies, still Star Wars. They still have the DNA, but they just weren't quite up to the original trilogy standard, I think, in my opinion. I'm sure I'll get a lot of hate for that. But so that was the beginning of it. And then because nerds, and I think Lucas just kind of lost his will, he sold it to Disney, which was the biggest mistake he could have made. Early on, we had a lot of hope. We were like, oh man, Disney's going to do great. It's a huge franchise. There's going to be tons of money behind it. We're going to get all this fresh blood in there, and they're going to treat Lucas's IP with respect. And then Kathleen Kennedy happened. Kathleen Kennedy took over and tried to find the next Spielberg and Lucas, and she found J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson. And Rian Johnson, J.J. Abrams kind of just copped out. He's like, I'll make a soft remake of A New Hope, because he didn't have any creative genius behind him. He was just kind of like trying to reignite the franchise. And then Rian Johnson came in and just freaking cut everybody down at the legs and was like, no, I'm going to go my own direction. I want to put my fingerprint on it, because his ego got in the way. He didn't want to play in the sandbox that JJ set up. And then they was so bad. It was so bad that they called JJ and they were like, can you please come back and just like finish the story that you had set up that this dude went off the rails with? And he just squeezed like 2.5 movies or 3 movies into one. And it was just awful. And I think like the Star Wars fandom was split right down the middle so badly that it's not repairable anymore. And the movies we could forgive, because when Mandalorian came out and Filoni, the prodigy of Lucas, was involved in Star Wars again, we kind of had a little bit of hope. But then Kathleen Kennedy came in and freaking squashed that too. And then there's the whole Gina Carano thing. It's just a mess, dude. It is a debacle. And
and everything they're doing with the High Republic right now.
oh God. Oh God. I mean, I tried reading one of the High Republic books just to have my own opinion, so I wasn't going off of what other people said, and I couldn't even finish it. It's that bad. Like, it's dead.
It's dead.
It's dead. And
Star Wars
I don't
is
think
dead.
it's going to heal and come back to life until there's some new upper management at Lucasfilm.
Good job. You win.
So,
Well
I bow down.
said.
so
You've taken all the Twitter points for the last 2 years and just condensed them down into
a 2-minute
a
rant.
2-minute rant. And
Yeah.
it's very good.
Vader, do you feel as strongly about? Because I know recently you've come out and said like, I'm done Star Wars. Like,
New Star
but
Wars
do you
is dead.
do you feel that strongly about the Star Trek stuff that's coming out now? Because you said you're not even going to watch it.
No,
So
I'm not
do
gonna
you
watch.
feel like
I'm not
you're-
gonna watch Discovery. So
Do you feel like your spirit was equally broken up across the board,
yeah,
or did one hurt you more than the other? Let's talk about your pain.
talked about my pain.
Therapy
Is it a
session with the
therapy
salty
session or
nerds.
debate? Yeah.
Why is Star Trek worse? Do you think it's worse off?
I don't know if it's this debate thing. I don't know how to win a debate. All I can say is
Just say one word.
J.J. Abrams. He didn't help.
You think he broke it or that early?
Well, he certainly is not.
I mean, he is the common factor between the two fandoms, huh?
Yeah.
I know you guys were both really upset when they started introducing swear words into Star Trek.
Okay.
So when Kurtzman took over Star Trek,
Yeah.
that was when it really started going downhill because he started inserting his Hollywood leftist social justice warrior
Mentality.
into these IPs and it's just no fun. It's preachy now and it's I don't even know what the words to say are. I'm not angry enough at the moment. But,
Well, you know, before Kurtzman even got involved, so you know, you could mark the real decline in Star Wars based off of when it was sold to Disney, and once Disney got their hooks into it, they made a lot of very questionable decisions that have led us to where we are now. The same is true with Star Trek, except what happened was, so back in the day, Paramount was the sole copyright holder of Star Trek, and around the time that Enterprise finished its run, 3 seasons in, I think, Les
then
Moonves,
with 4 seasons.
however many it was,
Yeah.
Les Moonves canceled it. They got it just enough to syndicate the show, and then they cut it off because Les Moonves, who was the head of CBS television, didn't understand science fiction, didn't like science fiction. So after that, Star Trek went on this long hiatus. And during that time, Paramount split as a company. They split between Paramount Studios and CBS Television. So CBS went off, became its own company, and Paramount Studios went off and became its own company under Viacom. And the issue was that CBS kept the TV rights to Star Trek, but Paramount kept the movie rights. And so there was this weird licensing divide between the two companies, even though like they were sharing the IP. Paramount couldn't make a movie without a licensing agreement from CBS, and CBS couldn't make a TV show unless Paramount kind of like, you know, wasn't going to make a movie. And so there was a lot of internal struggles going on there, which led to the J.J. Abrams New Trek license. And that was something separate from all the other licenses that they had going on. And so the licensing kerfluffle is what really led to our current situation. And now that CBS and Paramount are one company once more because they remerged.
That led to Klingorks and Cookie and Pizza Pie Cutter.
Well, no,
spaceships and all
that
this stuff,
was still under the separate company
Okay.
kerfluffle type thing, because what happened was you had Paramount with the New Trek license, which was J.J. Abrams, and then once they were unable to get a 4th Star Trek movie going, it fell back to CBS to say like, okay, well, we're going to make a TV show, and that's when they brought in Alex Kurtzman to handle all the TV stuff, and it's still unclear what license he's operating under. I think it's a whole new one, but like they're not really using the J.J. Abrams continuity type thing. And so you have Discovery, you have Star Trek Picard, and now you've got Strange New Worlds and a bunch of other stuff like Lower Decks. And they're all kind of under the older, like original Trek timeline TV shows like Next Generation and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But, you know, they still kind of pay homage to like JJ stuff. So it's like this weird mishmash. You don't really know like what timeline you're supposed to be in. You don't know what's happening. And I think both Star Wars and Star Trek have been negatively affected by the injection of, you know, political propaganda from the ideology of the people who's running the show.
But Star Trek was always pushing that envelope forward. Admittedly, they did it a lot better and a lot more smoothly back in the day, but that was always the intention, was to push the progressive inclusivity.
Well, Roddenberry had a vision of what he wanted the future to be.
It was the utopia, right?
Yeah.
Star Wars, I mean, it had some
But-
political messaging, but it was definitely masked a lot more heavily with
Star Wars was
fantasy.
basically a morality tale. It was
Yeah.
a very simple, like good versus evil morality.
Yeah, it was
tale.
timeless.
And the politics that was involved in Star Wars was in service to the story. It wasn't actually political. It was just like there was a political aspect to the story
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with actual politics.
And that's changed recently where they have a more heavy-handed
well,
message
today
to 'em.
people just make up shit to get upset about.
This is also true.
And then that stuff gets inserted into our TV shows.
But I will say one thing to top off this debate
It's not a debate.
that
We're just
I
talking.
will completely win at this point.
You need to stop.
Jake Skywalker. Mark Hamill came back. He was so happy to come back to play his iconic character, Luke Skywalker, once again, to be the hero that this world needed, that, you know, young kids could look up to. And they turned him into a grumpy old man who gave up and didn't want anything to do with life. And it was just like that was our Picard, you know? Like even in the new Picard show, which isn't very good, Picard is still Picard. He still acts like Picard.
Does he though?
No.
I think he does. I think he
No.
does. Like he's still
You
involved.
don't
I don't think
even
he does.
remember the end of that series. How can
Well,
you
he's a
say-
robot now, but I'm saying, no, I just like Picard when they were talking to him about the Romulan and you know, and he was trying to save lives, and he's like, "You mean the Romulan lives?" And he's like, "No, lives." Like that was a very Picard thing to say.
Yeah, but you know what? Like Picard changed so much from the Next Generation series to like the Next Generation movies. And then like they bring him back for the Picard series, and he's like this weird amalgamation of the,
the
two.
two.
Yeah.
He was an action star in the movies.
Well, he's still an action star in the freaking series,
Do you remember
Picard
when
series.
he gets stabbed through the heart, and he laughs. He's like, "I couldn't do anything but laugh." And I'm like, "God, that's such a baller move."
Like he can barely
Dude,
run,
you haven't seen that yet.
Quit spoiling stuff.
Oh my God.
he can barely run up some stairs, and then like he gets blown up, and
Yeah.
and then like he wakes up at his chateau.
Luke
and-
Skywalker tried to kill his nephew while he was napping.
I want to say something.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. So I know that I haven't seen all of the Star Trek stuff.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of the Star Wars stuff that I refuse to see. But just based on the journey that I have watched you fellas go through while watching all of this content, it seems like the Star Wars franchise, there's movies and there's television. The television is still palatable, but the movies just get so bad. And the opposite seems to be true for the Star Trek series. The movies seem to have gotten better, like people enjoy the movies, but the shows, you guys just get irate while you're watching them.
Well,
So it seems like it's kind of like they're kind of neck and neck, but like one, the movies are better, and the other one, the TV is better. So discuss. Do you guys agree?
I don't hate the J.J. Abrams movies as much as most people. They're nonsensical, but I still had fun. Like I still enjoyed watching these characters go throughout this action-packed series of events. It was fun. With Star Wars, even though there was action, there was no fun to be had because the characters that were in the movie were just so bland. And I was like, God, like you still have Chris Pine as Kirk. I think he did a solid job as Kirk.
I'll say this though. So Star Wars ruined Luke Skywalker and Han Solo.
Yep.
And the Force.
Well, yeah.
Well, George Lucas ruined the Force for me.
So everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Star Trek ruined you know, the original cast, the Next Generation cast. Pretty much all the characters got ruined in Star Trek.
So everything.
They
It's a tie, you guys.
It's a tie.
They're both the worst. They're both the best at being the worst.
That's how we end the video right there. All right. That's it for our like debate thing. We're just being salty. We're just being a bunch of salty nerds sitting around a table talking about things we don't like.
Sometimes Kadish makes us do things and we're just like,
We'll see if it works. We'll see if it works. He's like, hey guys, let's do a debate. I'm like,
I don't debate.
all right, we'll give it a shot, buddy.
Not on cue. Anyway.
you know he's non-confrontational.
Yeah, he is very non-confrontational. It's weird.
Thanks for
Except for when
staying.
it's just to deal with thoughts. When thoughts come into the picture, he's just like,
Well, some thoughts
Deep ones.
by Jack Handy
all right.
Say bye.
Vader, where can they find you?
at Matt Vader 74 on the social medias and things. Yeah.
Cool. Jude, where can they find you?
I am Juju on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
And I have done this. You should do that from now on.
I will.
Matthew Kadish, where can they find you?
You can find me at Matthew Kadish, Kadish, on Twitter, and kadishbooks.com on Amazon. And let us know which series you think was mismanaged the most in the comments.
Yeah. Comment below, like, subscribe, all that good stuff that you guys do on the social media platforms. Share this video with a friend. And as always, stay salty, my friends.